Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Anthony of Studio Abroad, and I know it's been a while. Oh God, I know it's been a while since we did our last vlog, but I'm like, there's a good reason, and it's like the best reason that you could have. We haven't been doing our vlogs lately because we have just been busy, and we've been busy with Studio Abroad, which is fantastic. So we have a couple of like big news tidbits to give you guys. So one of our YouTube channels has just got off the ground, a new one, and it's called Willing Towards Success. It's by Danielle Wheeler, and we've talked about it before, but we got it off the ground, so we got everything done. And I'm like, well, not everything, but everything to where it can launch. First video is coming out March 1st. Be on the lookout for that. Then we have another couple of YouTube channels that are coming, and once we finalize those deals with like payments and stuff like that, then we'll talk a little bit more about those. But the reason that I wanted to talk today was not just to give you guys like the normal vlog update. You could tell I'm like, this video is a little darker, even though it's like properly lit. This video is a little darker than usual because it's in black and white, and that's because I wanted to talk about something specific. And that thing I wanted to talk about is something that we all deal with, and I feel like I deal with it better than most, but that thing is disappointment. So a lot of you have heard me talk endlessly about our cultural series that we wanted to do, and we had booked the African American Museum. Like we were at the point where we were signing paperwork, and we were getting it together. We were at the point where we could start filming. And they were enthusiastic. The African American Museum in Philadelphia. They were very enthusiastic. And I'm gonna say this now, like I'm not bashing them, so let's like our fan base don't go there and like deal with that. But so we have been emailing back and forth with one of like the media reps, and like from the information we got back, they were super excited to deal with this. And like it was great. So like I said, we were talking like recording days, and we were talking like, you know, equipment, like sending over like the point we were about to send questions lists. And it was getting close to the day. We were supposed to actually film at the end of January. Last weekend of January. And I sent an email over asking, basically more like giving more information from our side. Like we had already given a whole bunch of information, but we had just wanted to give a little bit more information from our side. So I sent the email, and the only thing I got back was the African American Museum of Philadelphia has decided to pass on this opportunity at this time. And I'm sitting there like scratching my head like, what? I'm like, I bought equipment. You know what I mean? I got a new camera, or a couple new cameras. And it's just like, what? I didn't understand. I'm like, we had already put so much work into this. We had crafted a great program, which we'll use we'll use the same format for a different video. You guys will hear about that soon. Probably by the end of this video. And I was just flabbergasted. You know what I mean? Like I said, not trying to bash them. I'm like, I run a business, it's like they run a cultural experience / business. And if it just wasn't right for them, it wasn't right for them. The only thing that's got me a little miffed is that, like, you know, we were, like, everyone was excited for this. Everyone. We were, they were, supposedly. And so I did what I don't feel like enough people do, if that makes sense. I went to the person who like gave us the rejection after all the hard work that we had put into it, and I asked why. I basically said I can't remember the exact email at this point. I basically said we've spent so much time putting this together, and like, you know, professional to professional. I just want to know, why did you guys change your mind? Was it something we did? Like, was it something that we didn't do? It's just like, while I'm a professional videographer, cinematographer, photographer at this point, I don't know the ins and outs of the business yet. Like, I'm still very new to the business aspect of this. And I didn't know if I made like some social faux pas I didn't know I was supposed to make. Or I did something, or I don't know what. I know I did what I did. But I was super disappointed. But, you know, I'm a professional. You know what I mean? I'm a professional. Yeah. Be professional. Ridiculous, my man. But when I emailed her back to find out why exactly, like I said, this is like the weekend before, I never received anything. Nothing. And that really I kind of been eating that for like a few weeks. You know, it's the end of February, basically. So I've been eating that for almost a month. And it's just like, I really can't figure out what I did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I did what I thought I was supposed to do. I reached out, I explained, and if you're a fan of this channel, you know we are a small YouTube channel at this point. And I explained that we were a small YouTube channel trying to do this. I'm like, I can only guess as to why. Maybe once the date got closer, they finally really took the process of vetting us. And then it was just like, oh, we can't, maybe they're too small, or maybe we don't want to be associated with that style of filmmaking, or us in particular, maybe. I'm like, you know, like all of our stuff is everywhere. So I don't know. I wish I could know. And if, you know who you are, miss. If you happen to see this for any reason, like, please just tell me why. I'm like, you obviously owe no due diligence, and like, or you owe me nothing, honestly. We hadn't signed any paperwork. This was just an idea that was soon to come into fruition. But I knew it was out of professional courtesy. I would like to know, because I want to do better, I want to be better. So if we did something or didn't do something. Well, I have not actually had a chance to really talk about this with a lot of people, but to the couple of people who you are that I've talked to about this, there has been an outcry of support from the local cultural scene in Philly. And because this fell through in such spectacular fashion, I got in touch with some of those cultural people, and we put together a couple of like cool pieces of content that'll be coming like in the next few weeks. And it'll just be interview type stuff where people are talking about their art, people are talking about art in general, people are talking about their cultural aspects, people are talking about, well, right now it's a lot of art. Excuse me, a lot of art stuff. But that's exciting because, as I tell you guys all the time, like, while photographers are not normally called artists, and I don't feel like I have a truly artistic, like, pen to paper, swaths to draw, bone in my body. I love art. I've always loved photography and videography. That's why I started on YouTube channels, because I wanted to amass gear for when I really decided what I wanted to do. And this turned out to be the grand culmination of all of those things. And while I'm no Peter McKinnon, while I'm no Chris Haas, like with the awesome B-rolls and stuff, like I'm very like just vlog format right now. While I get together all these little passion projects, some paid, some unpaid, because not only do I want to give you guys content, I want to make cool stuff. So, I mean, it's happening. Like, you guys have seen some of my photo shoots, some of my slideshows, just simple stuff, you know what I mean? But there's a bunch of bigger things that are in the work, and they'll be out soon. A lot of that will be out real soon, so expect the content flow. We ain't been on a drought, we just been working. And like I said, the moral of this was disappointment and how to deal. Since you guys are my people, this is my therapy. Just talking about it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know what I did. I don't know if I did anything. I might not have actually done anything. It might just have been the wrong time for this kind of exposure. You never know, because I never talked to her yet. But, you know, the thing to take away from this is stay creative. Like, this isn't necessarily failure, but I feel like it. But you are not defined by your failure. You're defined by what you do after. And with that, we're gonna close. I wanted to end on a happier note, but it's just like, it is what it is. I'm feeling pretty shitty. But I have not quit. Let's move on to the next best thing. My name is Anthony of Studio Abroad. We'll catch you guys next week. Take it easy.